Okay guys, welcome back to the channel, and I am going to show you my Captain Slamguinius model. This is based on Lieutenant Tolmarin, the Blood Angel Primaris Lieutenant that is available. But this guy is fully magnetized. Essentially I can run him as a captain any way that I see fit. Every part of him is magnetized, apart from fully ease arms. Maybe I should have done that, but never mind. But this is basically to run Captain Slamguinius. I'm going to show you the model before we talk about the tactics. So, as I said, the base of him is Lieutenant Tolmarin. However, that hand is magnetized. This hand is magnetized. The backpack is magnetized. And the head is also magnetized. So, we can actually build him anywhere that we see fit. As a captain. So there we go. If you want to combi melt a captain for whatever reason, that's not enough. Give him an axe. Of course, change his helmet around like I showed. Give him a normal jump pack. Plasma pistol, power sword. Of course, all the weapons in my Blood Angel army is magnetized the same way around, so you can literally just swap them out as is. I've got some guns for this hand as well, but I don't have them with me at the minute. I've also got the heavy thunder hammer, of course, the other way around as well. But basically that's to represent the Relic Thunder Hammer. That can be to represent the Angel's Wing Relic. And of course I can build him any way I want. And he looks pretty cool like that, but like I said, if you want to swap it around, pretty cool that way as well. So, let's talk tactics. Right guys, so let's start with having a look at the Bog Standard Captain. The way that we're going to build this guy, it comes to 129 points. For what you get, it's massively cheap. 93 for the captain with a jump pack, 21 for a thunder hammer, and 15 for a storm shield. What do you get for that? Well, you get 12-inch movement, weapon skill 2+, ballistic skill 2+, strength and toughness 4, 5 wounds, 4 attacks, leadership 9, and a 3+ save. Captains automatically give Blood Angel units reroll hit rolls of a 1. The Storm Shield grants him a 3+ invulnerable save. Of course, the jump pack means that he can also deep strike, setting 9 inches away. Basically, it is a bog standard captain, but it's by a combination of relics, warlord traits, and stratagems that allow you to build the ultimate Captain Slamguinius. So, the first thing that we want to do with this captain, right, is Death Visions of Sanguinius. It's a 1 command point. It can be used on a Blood Angel captain, non-Primaris, and what it does is it essentially gives them the Death Company keyword, and it grants them +1 attack on a charge, the Black Rage ability, and essentially a 6+ ignore wounds. That means that this captain now has 5 attacks on the charge. Okay. With the Thunder Hammer, it makes him strength 8, which means even Imperial Knights and stuff, you are wounding on 4s normally. Anything less than that, you're wounding on 3s. Anything that's toughness 4 or less, you're wounding on 2s. Because of the Blood Angel trait, you get +1 to the wound on the turn that you charge, so you're wounding Imperial Knights, Baneblades, and stuff like that on 3s. Okay? And with 5 attacks, hitting on 3s because of the -1 because of the Thunder Hammer, rerolling 1s, this gets you that extra free attack for charging. It also gives you that 6+ ignore wounds, which helps keep them alive that little bit longer. Now, there is obviously ways and means to improve this tenfold. And there's 2 ways to go about it. You can either make him more survivable, so he's harder to get rid of. And of course, the Thunderhammer puts out a flat 3 damage. Storm Shield, obviously, to tank wounds on. And then, of course, a 6 up, feel no pain, essentially. Gift of Foresight Warlord trait increases that to a 5+, and it does stay in the Warlord trait. It stacks with the Black Rage. Not only does it increase it to a 5 up, you get to reroll 1s as well. So, of course, you've got character rules to shield him. You've got 5 wounds with a 3 up invulnerable save with a 5 up reroll and 1 ignore damage. That is pretty damn survivable, and of course with 5 attacks, hitting on 3s, reroll on 1s, wounding most stuff, or anything up to toughness 8, on 2s. With of course the Thunderhammer, flat 3 damage, it's brutal. And that is 129 points. That is the survivable way to start playing him, and you can couple this with a relic, which is the Angel's Wing. It is a jump pack, and what the Angel's Wing does is it gives you a free reroll for charges, but you also cannot overwatch against the captain. That is massive. Very, very big indeed. It means that, if you want to go straight after that Baneblade, I'm going to charge you now, and it's like, I'm going to overwatch. No, you're not. Tau, especially, for example, any Tau Septs overwatching on 5s. I think there's a guard one that overwatches on 5s as well. Don't be frightened to chuck this guy straight at the biggest gun that you can see, because he can't overwatch. Can't be overwatched, rather. Now, if you've got units that can screen for him, or things that can charge in before him to absorb the wounds, or you're feeling pretty lucky about being able to survive on a 3 up, 5 up, there is a couple of other ways that you can go. What you can do is swap the Angel's Wing Relic. Now you think, well, why would I do that? Because then I'm missing out on the free reroll and the overwatch. You can get the free reroll back by having Lamartes in the army, which allows reroll Death Company units within 6 inches. So you can get that back if you're running Death Company by means of Lamartes. But the Hammer of Baal, again as a relic that you could take instead of that, actually doesn't suffer the penalty for the -1 to hit for swinging with the hammer. Very, very handy, but to be honest, as cool as this is, I still think I would take the Angel's Wing. Of course, if you do roll any 2s to hit, you could command point reroll one of them. Fair enough. But this, like I said, is the way that you go if you want to maximise on damage. For the Warlord trait, instead of the 5 up feel no pain, you can go Artisan of War, which is increase the damage characteristic of the Warlord's weapon by 1. That means you have a flat 4 damage Thunderhammer with 5 attacks on the charge, hitting on 3s, reroll on 1s, probably wounding on 2s. And 4 damage apiece, that is massive, massive stuff. Now, there is more ways that you can improve them. You can have other characters nearby, which of course will help out with rerolls and things like that. So of course the captain himself is giving it himself reroll 1s, but another thing that you can do is you could have a Sanguinary Ancient nearby, for example, and if you spent a command point to take an extra relic, you're probably going to take the Banner of Sacrifice, which gives you a 5 up ignore damage. Yes, it's not reroll 1s, yes, he has to be within range, but he also then gets to reroll 1s to wound, which is phenomenal. If you're wounding on 2s or 3s and getting that reroll 1s, brilliant. You're maximising out your damage there as well. But if that's not enough for you, have a Sanguinary Priest nearby. Now, the way that the modifiers work according to the FAQ is you would add the strength first, then times 2 for the hammer, which would make your strength 10. That means that you'd be wounding Imperial Knights on 3s, plus 1 because of Blood Angels means you're wounding on 2s. And if you've got a Lieutenant or a Sanguinary Ancient nearby, you're re-rolling those 1s to wound. Of course, coupled with a Hammer of Battle, you're hitting on 2s re-rolling, wounding on 2s re-rolling. With 5 attacks, which is insane. It really is. But you can do even worse than that. There is a few other things that make it worse. Yep, that's right. So use a stratagem in your fight phase to add D3 attacks to a Blood Angel's character from your army. If they're charged in a turn. Red Rampage, 1 command point. 1 command point for an additional D3 attacks. That means that you've got 6, 7, or 8 attacks, potentially hitting on 3s or 2s, re-rolling 1s, wounding on 3s or 2s, re-rolling 1s. And you've spent 2 command points on them, your Warlord trait, and your Relic. That is it. That is massive. He is so brutal. Of course, if you take the Angel's Wing, you're not overwatching, and you've got that free reroll charge as well. So you can deep strike him 9 inches away and get that free reroll as well. If you go for that Relic with no overwatch, or deep strike the Martyrs, or have the Martyrs move up behind him to grant that free reroll because he gains the Death Company keyword. Now, if you don't necessarily want to deliver them that way, there is a few things that we're going to look at for delivery methods. However, there is 2 more stratagems that I do want to give honourable mentions to. And that is 3 command points on your chapter. If you are swinging against something massive, I don't know, let's say an Imperial Knight, okay, and all wounds go through. So you've probably done 15 or 18 damage with 1 swing if you get everything through, right? You can spend 3 command points and fight again, which is absolutely disgusting. Yes, it is 3 command points. It is a lot, don't get me wrong. But if you can swing with this guy twice, and of course if you've activated all them stratagems at the start of the combat phase, they all continue to stack and continue throughout the second fight, which is it's phenomenal in itself. If you want to give him 1 more attack, chances are you've probably got Mephiston or a Flying Librarian Dreadnought in your army. Cast Red Rampage on, Unleash Rage on him for an additional attack. That means you've got a minimum of 7 to 9 attacks with all of them rerolls and everything on there, which is very, very good. If you don't kill something on the first swing, and if you survive whatever it is that fights back, even a knight with Titanic feet might take him out, but obviously with the 3 up, 5 up reroll on 1s, might not. If he doesn't, fight again, bring him down. If he does take him out, 2 command points, only in death does duty end. Use this stratagem when a Blood Angel character from your army is slain. That model summons a strength for 1 final attack and can immediately shoot as if it was your shooting phase, or fight as if it was your fight phase. This stratagem is not cumulative with the Astartes Banner ability, which is the Primaris Ancient. Fight again when you die. If he goes down, swing again. That is unbelievably powerful, because for example, if he's on 1 wound, right, and you've got that Baneblade, that Town Arch Supremacy Armor, that Storm Surge, something massive with a lot of firepower, and you absolutely have to take it down, go for it, see if you take it down. If you don't, okay. If you then die as a result, you can just go bang, 2 command points, I'm swinging again. Okay, fair enough, I gave up Slay the Warlord, but there is a Blood Angel card for that as well if you lose your Warlord. So you could potentially time it right to get the points for losing your Warlord. So yeah, very, very handy indeed. But there is a couple of stratagems to help with the maneuverability as well. Like I said earlier, you can deploy them in reserve, drop them down 9 inches where you have the free reroll with the Angel's Wing. You can have Lamartes get the free reroll. There is always the option for a command reroll as well. Obviously, if you roll a 6 on one of those 2 dice, you might be better off command rerolling the other one. There is a couple that are worth a mention as well, and the first one is Forlorn Fury. Forlorn Fury basically uses stratagem at the start of the first battle round, but before the first turn has begun, you can move one of your Death Company infantry units and even advance as if it was the movement phase. So you know you're going first. This guy has the Death Company keyword because you've used Death Vision to Slamguinius. It's 2 command points. You can move 13 inches straight away, advancing. There's no reason not to. Even if you roll a 1, you've moved him 13 inches. In your movement phase, you then move him another 12. That is 25 inches that you've instantly moved him on turn 1. Now obviously you do need to be going first for this one to work. But that is phenomenal. And of course then you charge in. You're not worried about the Overwatch because you've got the Angel's Wing. I would only recommend playing this one if you've got the Angel's Wing because as per Deep Strike rules, you can't get out of your deployment zones. You can't get any screening units up there fast enough with them. Maybe Scout, but still. Another one that is worth a mention as well is Upon the Wings of Fire. Now, this one is only valid from turn 2. If you've had them on the board, which to be honest, if you've got a backline, if you've got a gun line, you can keep your captain at the back, help them predators out, help the land raiders out, whatever it is that you've got on the back line, the hellblasters, keep them there for the reroll ones. And then in turn 2, pop Upon the Wings of Fire, basically lets you jump up to anywhere on the board 9 inches away from an enemy model. And then, of course, if you've got the Angel's Wing, you can re-roll. Lamartes might have moved up by this point if he's in your force. It gives you a chance to get your other characters in position as well. He jumps forward, 9 inches away, free re-roll, straight in, no Overwatch. Again, though, as I said, this is only valid from turn 2, as per the beta rules, but nevertheless, it is still a worthy stratagem to use. The other stratagem that can be used, I say can, you're likely not to use this one. You're going to be using this on your other units like your Sanguinary Guard, your Death Company, and big, like mass attack squads. Is Descent of Angels. It's 2 command points and lets a unit that was deployed that turn roll 3d6 for the charge. Now, of course, you still have to be within 12 to declare. So that is worth keeping in mind. You can't charge something that's more than 12 inches away. But, like I said, 3d6 charge is absolutely massive. So good. It's one of the best things that the Blood Angels actually have. But again, this is probably only from turn 2 onwards because of the beta Deep Strike rules. You can't actually get out of your deployment zone with it in turn 1. Upon the Wings of Fire, actually, you can get out on turn 1, I think. Yeah, Upon the Wings of Fire isn't subject to the beta rules because you're just moving them. They're already on the board. So yeah, everything I said there. But even then, Upon the Wings of Fire, it still gives you that opportunity to get the rest of your units into position to then obviously put that opportunistic strike. Back to Descent of Angels, though. Basically, pick a Blood Angel jump pack unit from your army that was set up on the battlefield earlier this turn. That includes Upon the Wings of Fire. Upon the Wings of Fire counts as being set up on the battlefield. It states that in the stratagem, but of course, Descent of Angels also counts for anybody that has come in from reserve as well. So there is a lot of stratagems to help get your captain in position. You can play him very, very killy. more killy than Doom Guy probably. But you can also play him a little bit more defensively by, of course, giving him the Angel's Wing for no Overwatch, Death Visions of Sanguinius, coupled with Gift of Foresight as well. Means that he is pretty survivable. You've just got to make sure that after he's done his charge, is there a unit there to screen him and he's not left in the open by himself, because you can guarantee this guy is left in the open, your opponent will do everything possible to get rid of this guy. So be careful when you do charge. Yes, he is very, very good when he charges, but be careful with where you charge and with the positioning, which is where the movement stratagems come into place, because you don't want to leave him. You don't want him out there on his own. You need to make sure that you've got something there to stop your enemy from targeting him. But that's it, guys. That is my take on Captain Slamguinius. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you've played Captain Slamguinius, please let me know what your thoughts are on him, how you play him, which stratagems, warlord traits and relics you do prefer. And if you like this video, let me know, and we'll try and get some other videos for other units and other armies involved as well. So thanks very much for watching, guys, and we will see you again soon.